Hey everyone, Gill Gross here, post-match. Daniil Medvedev versus Felix Auger-Aliassime 2021 US Open semifinal. If you're not here for spoilers, click off in 3, 2, 1. It is Daniil Medvedev, the number 2 seed in New York, moving on to the final. It is his third slam final where he will face the winner of Novak Djokovic and Alexander Zverev, our second semifinal, which is coming up in about an hour and a half. I am going to talk about whether or not Felix disappointed me in this match, because I didn't think he had much of a chance to win this match. But how was his performance? And what does Daniil do that makes it so difficult for a player that plays Felix's style to win against him? But first of all, this video is brought to you by Rally Tennis. Rally Tennis is a free mobile app that makes it easy to play tennis in your area, whether you want to compete or just train. Creating an account is free. Just head over to rallytennis.com or search for Rally Tennis in the App Store. And if you sign up and use me as the referrer, you'll also get $10 towards your account. Now, I find that there's many more interesting storylines in this match as it pertains to the Canadian, Felix Auger-Aliassime. But let's just start with the winner. I usually like to start with the winner, Daniil Medvedev in this case. And I got to start with his first serve, because Medvedev's first serve destroyed pretty much all the momentum that Felix was ever able to build on his return games. And I found the first set to be very Medvedevian in that respect, because every time there was an opening, it was just serve, serve, serve. Medvedev's out of trouble. And I'll give you two examples. One of them's in the first set, but I'll also go to the third set here. At 5-4 with Medvedev serving out the opening set, he got into a love 30 hole. He hit an ace at love 30. He hit a service winner at 15-30. 30 all, Felix did get the return back. And then at 40-30, Medvedev hit another ace. So he needs 4 points here out of 5, he needs 4 points there, and 3 of them he gets without having to hit a single shot. Then in the third set, now we're in a point in the match where all the momentum is with Medvedev, and it's like, Daniil played a really loose game here at 2-1 up until this point, and the question is this match going to flip? Are we going to get more kind of interesting action here? And the answer is no, because from 30-40, break point for Felix, Medvedev hits a service winner, Medvedev hits a service winner, Medvedev hits a service winner, 3 in a row to go up 3-1 in the third set. That was it. That was the last almost gasp of air that Felix had. So Medvedev's serve was working very, very well. And for the beginning portions of the match, so was Felix's for the most part. But Medvedev, the way he plays, he is very good at just finding that loose game by making a lot of balls. It's just, again, I've talked about this before, but it's kind of like a math equation. If someone has a rate of unforced errors at a certain percentage, obviously, in order for that rate to actually turn into a high number of unforced errors, it's just about how many balls you make them hit, right? If you're going to miss every 5th ball, it's all about, well, how many balls do you need to hit? And Felix is at his best when the points are short and he doesn't need to play a lot of balls, because he's winning the points quickly. He's using that firepower to win the points quickly. And Medvedev extends the points with his return and with his defense. By far better than anyone that Felix would have played or had played in the entire draw, from obviously the short match against Carlos Alcaraz to Francis Tiafoe to Roberto Bautista Agut, who are all players that move well and return relatively well, but none even close to the level of Daniil Medvedev. So Medvedev is going to make Felix hit more balls, and for the most part, Felix actually handled that pretty well until he didn't at 3-all, when Medvedev, in the opening 2 points of this game, extends these rallies with his defense and finds Felix forehand errors. They aren't good errors. One was from the midcourt. It was a shank at love 15. He goes down the line and it's wide. Both points were controlled by Felix. He makes 2 forehand unforced errors. Medvedev hits an awesome return deep up the middle at love 30 and then actually takes control of the point at love 40, but it was triple break point there. So blip, one blink, Medvedev gets the break and he takes the opening set. Very Medvedevian first set. It's kind of, grind, defend, return, make you play balls, wait for that loose game. I'm going to get one break, and the serve is so good that you can't really touch my service games if you're Daniil Medvedev. So very Medvedevian. But now let's kind of get to the second set, and when we do that, we can talk about how Felix was, I think, playing the right way, playing this match the right way, coming in with a very good game plan, executing it pretty well, for the most part, not getting hijacked by his nerves. For the beginning portions of the match, I felt like Felix handled the moment decently well. And that is why up until 4-6, 5-3, Felix had only been broken just that once where he missed those 2 forehands. The margins were razor thin. He made one mistake, and then in the second set, he actually built himself a lead. So up until 4-6, 5-3, I was incredibly pleased or encouraged with Felix's performance in a spot where obviously you could have been nervous about how the Canadian was going to deal with the moment and handle his nerves. And up until that point, I think he handled them very well. Not only that, not only the nerve management, but tactically, he didn't fall into some of the mistakes that he has made throughout his career, which is that sometimes he doesn't put enough angle on his forehands when he attacks, and he tries to hit them very kind of pacey and doesn't find those cross-court angles to open up the court. And as a result, against a great defender like Medvedev, he just can't really hit through them because the pace doesn't really penetrate, right? But in this match, I thought he used his cross-court angle really well to open up the court. And more importantly, instead of trying to finish the points from the back by hitting big enough forehands to just hit through Medvedev, he actually was just disciplined and used good placement, moved the ball around, used his court position, took the ball early, and came forward a ton. So he played the right way. He attacked the right way. He attacked Medvedev's court position and his defense brilliantly. That's how you need to do it. Because if you're just going to sit back and try to hit forehands hard enough that you're going to win the point through the middle of the court without using angles and taking time away and coming forward, you're not going to win against Medvedev. But Felix did great. So that was really encouraging. And that is why he was able to build a 5-3 lead in the second set. Also, Medvedev. Medvedev was having trouble attacking short balls at times, especially with his backhand. And he missed more passing shots than usual. And his second serve got a little bit nervous after Felix attacked some second serve returns. And Felix played a really good return game at 2-3, where he was able to get the break. And all of those things were true. A couple of missed backhands by Medvedev, aggressive second serve returns by Felix, and a Daniil Medvedev double fault to finish. I don't think throughout the second set, I think Medvedev was not really attacking very well for the most part. And he wasn't controlling his backhand as well as he usually does. So all these things lead to this 5-3 lead, and then up 5-3 in the second. Felix doesn't get any free points with his first serve, which throughout the tournament he's needed. And he's gotten and he's relied on, and his first serve is underrated and underappreciated, and it's very, very good. But then you just reach a level of player, a level of opponent like Daniil Medvedev. The same would be true if he was playing Zverev or if he was playing Djokovic. And suddenly you have to serve out a set, and you don't get any freebies. And that's what happened here at 5-3. Not only that, Medvedev wasn't really going to miss. He was going to make him play. That's what Daniil does here. And it was really a great game, a well-played game. Medvedev gets the break here, but I don't think it was a collapse here by Felix. I didn't think Felix was, and I call it like I see it with Felix. If he's going to let the nerves just totally hijack him, I will call that out like I see it. But I don't think that's what happened. I thought this was a well-played game where Felix had to play a ton of backhands, which was a little bit different from how the match was going. He wasn't getting any free points on his serve, which was a little bit different how the match was going. And Medvedev won some baseline rallies. That's okay. Like, the problem is what happened after that. That is where this was flat out disappointing from Felix. Because the problem is not that Felix was broken at 5-3. Again, credit to Medvedev. I mean, Felix did hit a double fault in this game, 1 of 10, but I think that's still a technical problem. He was up 30-love at that point, and that opened the door for Medvedev to get back into that game. But look, and yeah, he had 10 double faults. That's not good. In many of the games that Daniil broke, though, Felix didn't hit double faults in those games, which was kind of interesting. So I don't regard the double faults as like one of the top reasons why Felix lost, despite him having 10. Just a quick technical nugget on that. Like, it's a slice serve. And if it's going to be a slice serve instead of a kick serve, it's going to miss more because that topspin doesn't bring the ball down into the court. So quick technical note there. That's been a problem for a while, but it's been better recently. It's just a bit of a tough match in that regard. But the biggest issue for me here with Felix is that he didn't recover from this game at 5-3. He didn't recover at all. And that, quite frankly, is disappointing and unacceptable. A couple nights ago, Novak Djokovic lost a first set to Matteo Berrettini 7-5 in well over an hour. It was as physically and mentally taxing as first sets go. And Novak responded by going up 3-love in the second set. That's how he responded. That's great champions. It's what great champions do. You have to have a short memory in this sport. You have to turn the page. You have to move on. And the fact is, Medvedev won this match when he broke at 5-3 because Felix's will was just broken. And I was I want to reiterate, I was very encouraged by Felix's performance. Good tactics, held his nerve, I think, to a satisfactory level, played his game. But then he gets broken at 5-3 and that's done. That was it. That's the disappointing part because that's not what great champions do. They turn the page. They keep fighting. The second set wasn't over. Felix played a really bad game at 5-all. Awful game at 5-all in the second set to throw away the second set. And then I was thinking when at the start of the third set, he could erase the memory and he still couldn't get over it. That's not good. That's not good. The third set was really disappointing. So that's how the match went, and that's how I see the match. I don't feel like I learned that much about Daniil Medvedev in this match. I don't think it was his best performance, but he just didn't need it here. And you just kind of saw how the way he makes a player like Felix, who's going to make some errors most likely at some point, the way he continues to make a player like Felix play so many extra balls with his return and with his defense, and especially when the going gets tight in the crucial baseline rallies in a big game like at 5-3 in the second set. That is the genius of Medvedev. And then the first serve, if it's going to be as good as it was here and as clutch as it was here, it's going to be very difficult, obviously, and demoralizing, by the way, when you're trying to break his serve. And let me just see the stats here. On first serve percentage, Medvedev was at 68% and he won 81%. So pretty awesome first serve performance by him. Look, all these things change whether he plays Zverev or Djokovic in the final. All of these things change. It's a completely different match. And as a result, I just don't feel like I learned much about Medvedev in this match. But he gets it done in straight sets. He shows why he's class over FAA right now. And this match went pretty much how I expected it to go. I just wish Felix could play the tennis that he did for the first half of the match, and he could just keep playing it for the second half of the match, because he still probably would have lost, but he would have given himself at least a chance to have his moments. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.